Alright, what's going on, guys? This is gonna be a bit of a different video today. So as you probably all know, Toronto Regionals just happened, and I was actually participating in the tournament, and I was able to finish top 64 out of over 2,200 something. I think, yeah, 200,270 players. It was a great experience. I met a lot of really good people, saw a lot of my friends there. It was amazing. I'm pretty happy overall with how I did, but today I'm gonna do a bit of a tournament report video. I haven't really done something like this before, so if you want to see this for tournaments in the future where I do pretty well, that would be great to let me know in the comment section. Anyways, let's just get into it. So when I was preparing for this tournament, I decided it would probably be best to just play the deck that I am the best at playing. Like, instead of trying to like meta game and pick something that I think is well positioned, I thought it was just best to play the deck that I knew how to play the best. And for me, that was clearly Goldango EX. Goldango is just, we all know what Goldango does. Super powerful, one-hit KO attackers. You're basically just trying to one-shot whatever's in front of you with either Goldango EX's Make It Rain or Soul Rock's Cosmic Beam to take prizes with one prize board states, which are super powerful. We're using Lunar Cycle and Coin Bonus, as well as the draw from Flip the Script to Pheasantipity to get where we want to turn after turn. And that's pretty much the core of the deck. The Genesect, obviously super strong to get Goldangos off a Nest Ball. But really where my list differs from a lot of lists is the tech card inclusions. Instead of playing the Mega Lopunny and the Baneri and the Team Evo, I just decided to go with Mega Mawile. And my thinking behind this was, if I can get about 95, maybe at like the least 90% of Lopunny for one less deck space, I'd rather do that so I can save in tech elsewhere. The Mega Lopunny I really like more so in the Jellicent Gardevoir matchup. I think it's better there than Mawile is, at least. But I think the big difference with Mawile is that it has more applications to other matchups. What I mean by that, let's say you're against Dragapult and you are up 2 prize cards because you've used like Goldango or Soul Rock to KO Bidoof in the early game, and they go for a Phantom Dive, right? And you only have 2 Dangos in play and you whiff Picnic Basket. Now, if you have 8 energies and Mega Mawile, you can just safely bench Mawile, attach a medal to it, and then KO active with Goldango for 7. And then next turn, if they ever take a knockout, you just promote Mawile, and if you draw into 1 metal energy, Gobble Down just wins the game. Gobble Down is such a strong attack when you're being item locked, when you're being pressured by like Toedscruel, especially in the Zoroark matchup, which I'll get into a little bit later that I ended up facing. It's really good in like just as a late game closer. Really, it's really nice to have that option. And the 2 energy attack loss and Gobble Down doesn't actually matter that much. If you bench and then attach the same turn you bench it, the next turn all you have to do is attach, and then Gobble Down is able to be used on the turn you want to. Obviously, it's also a cornerstone answer combined with Picnic Basket and Air Balloon. You can tank a hit from a cornerstone if they boss your Mawile up. Then you can just Arven for Basket and Balloon. Basket to heal it back to 110 damage, leaving it out of range of a cornerstone attack. Retreat and attach again, and then you can safely KO all their cornerstones. I didn't hit any cornerstone or Crustle, and the main reason people were I was kind of scared and was about to switch to Lopunny was because of Crustle, but I realized that with Hops Cramorant and Tool Scrapper, which I'll get into in a second, the Crustle matchups weren't even that bad. Like, I was winning pretty often because the Tool Scrapper is just like so cheesy. Like, you're really surprised these Crustle players, because if you hit into them with a Hops Cramorant, they're thinking, okay, if I heal a little bit of this damage, I can use like 1 Jumbo Ice and they can't OHKO me, right? But if they use 1 Jumbo Ice, then you can just go Rod back your Cramorant, Artisan for it, and then Scrapper away their Lux Cape, and then you can easily run away with the game if they have no backup Crustle fully powered up or whatever. It's just so strong, the option of the Hops Cramorant. I just really think it was mainly for the mirror match. I've seen a lot of lists with Premium Power Pro and Vitality Band for the mirror match. I actually faced off against a lot of the Goldango mirror here, and a few of them were on Power Pro and Cram. Some of them were on just Cram. Some of them were on none of the Power Pro or Cram and were playing Iono. And some of them were playing, or one of them I think was playing just Power Pro and no Cram. So like, there's combinations you can do with this. I just thought the Cram was better than Power Pro because it's 1 deck space still, and it just does more in the mirror match. Like Power Pro, you get 1 KO on a Soul Rock once per game, basically. But the Cramorant can easily get 2 knockouts on like rocks and stuff in the mirror match, where you're trying to one price board the whole game. So the Cramorant was really clutch in the mirror matches. 2 of my losses were to the mirror match, but I also had 3 wins there, and I think the Cramorant played a big part in that. Picnic Basket, I mean, I kind of was thinking about trying to add Monkey Dory and a Dark Energy and cut the basket, but I realized you just can't do that, because if you cut the basket, then all of a sudden Mawile doesn't actually beat the Cornerstones, because you can't basket away their first punch and you just lose to a double boss. So I kind of had to play basket. It's not that bad though. Against Gardevoir, like specifically the Screamtail Drifloon Gardevoir builds is actually really good at healing off damage from their Screamtails and Drifloons, and then you can boss around it and ignore it. Yeah, it's pretty good. I chose Super Rod over Night Stretcher for the mirror match specifically, because in the mirror match I'd rather have Super Rod than Night Stretcher. It also came up a lot in the Zoroark matchup, like with 2-2 Toadscroll, because you can recover metal energies to close with Mawile or to get more attacks with Gholdengo. The supporter count's pretty standard: 4 Arven, 4 Boss, 2 Turo. The Secret Box A-Spec, I think it's just way better than Prime Catcher. It's the best card in the deck. I don't think there's much of a debate here. 1 Artisan with Secret Box seems a little sketchy, but it's not bad at all, because Artisan is, in my opinion at least, the worst Ball Surge card that we play in the deck. So if I can only play 1 of these while being able to play the 4 Nests and the 3 Gongs and 2 Poffins. Initially I was playing a 4-4-1 split of Ball Surge with the Artisan, but I switched to 2 Poffin last minute, because I'm like, dude, I need to get my Gimme Ghouls out. And it was big. The 2 Poffin, I could never see myself going below 2 Poffin. It's just so nice. Vitality Band, because I think Frillish is a pretty big threat. And so if they Air Balloon, or not Air Balloon, if they Bravery Charm it, we can use Gholdengo, hopefully, or Mawile to KO it. If they don't Bravery Charm, we have Vitality Band Solrock, which can KO it. I only had 1 Jelly Guardy the whole tournament, which I'll get into in a sec. Tool Scrapper, really good against any like Turbo Gardevoir builds with Bravery Charms and Drifloons that are trying to prize race you, because you can take a 3 prize turn if you draw into Scrapper Boss KO on a 2 prizer. It's just good in general, like against the Crustle matchups, against Zoroark, for their Heroes Cave. It didn't come up that much, honestly, but I could see it being a little bit better in the future if more Gholdengo builds start playing Bravery Charms. Because in the mirror match, the Bravery Charm is actually really annoying if they throw it on like their Hops Cram. So having a Tool Scrapper as an answer to that is pretty nice. It's just a very niche card. I don't want to say it's good or bad. Like after the tournament, I said, okay, this card sucks, I'm going to cut it. But I think the only reason I didn't see its full potential is because I hit 1 Gardevoir, and it was a Guardy Jelly, where like they never used Bravery Charm Screamtail on me. I don't know. The rest is pretty standard. 4 medals, because I think I need more for Mawile. 7 fighting, 3 Gongs. I mean, this is pretty standard Gholdengo list. Let's get into the games. So, first round, I hit the Gholdengo mirror match. He was playing Premium Power Pro and Iono, but he was not playing Hops Cramorant. Pretty easily got ahead in games 1 and 2 and got it done there. Round 2 was against, it was like a Mega Manectric Miraidon deck. Game 1, it was actually kind of scary. They got out to she got out to a bit of a lead, I'm pretty sure, or might have been game 2. One of the games she got out to a pretty big lead with an early Iron Hands amp, but I was able to respond instantly with Gholdengo KO, and she couldn't take another knockout because I had not benched Fez or Genesect, meaning Zekrom and Miraidon couldn't take another knockout. And then I had actually, game 1, I had got a KO on a Tynamo in the early game, meaning Mega Manectric was not safe. And earlier, she had to evolve into Mega Manectric. She went down to 2 prize cards left while I was at 3, but Manectric's still on the bench. I boss KO'd it for 3 prizes to win. Game 2 was pretty simple. Got the win there. Round 3, Jashan, I actually forget what he was playing. No, this guy was definitely on Joltik Box, if I remember properly. Yeah, this guy was definitely on Joltik Box. Again, I mean, the matchup's pretty simple. You just try to outplay... I don't want to say outplay, but outmaneuver their board. If their only powered up attacker is Pikachu, or if they only have Pikachus, you just use 1 prize boards. If they only have Iron Hands powered up, you try your best to use 2 prize boards. And that actually came up in my round 9 as well. Round 4, I low-key forget what this person was playing. No, this is the Zoroark player, actually. Zoroark with a 2-2 Toadscroll line and 2 Super Rods was able to win because I got 2 early KOs with Solrock post games. And then I blew something up with Goldango. I think I blew up a Zorak both times with Goldango's Make It Rain. Then in the late game, bench Mawile, attach, and then just find off an Iono. I tried to maximize my odds of hitting Vessel for metal, and I did that game 1. And game 2 went to time, but I was in a winning position because I had Mawile and 2 medals left with 2 prizes left, so I was going to win. Round 5 against LC Quasi. He was playing Goldango with, I think he was on Hopscram. Ended up losing game 1. He bricked really bad. Game 2 was kind of close, but I got behind in the prize race and couldn't recover. And then game 3 I just bricked, so you know, there's that. Round 6 was Terrazard Donzard. This matchup is actually pretty close. People say it's really bad for Goldango. I just don't think that's true. Like, it's very easy versus them to get the first knockout. If you're going first, especially, it's really easy to get the first knockout because if you get Gimme Ghouls down and they promote Terrapagos to play around Solrock KO, you can most of the time evolve into Dangos and get a turn 2 KO on Terrapagos. If you do that, you win. If they leave a Pokemon with 80 or less HP in the active spot, you can usually get to a Solrock Vitality Band KO on whatever with a 1 prize board, and then you can usually win from there. It's not that bad if you go first, but even if you go second, if you just get the turn 1 KO, it's very hard for most of these lists with Terrazard to get a turn 1 Terrapagos in the active unless they start it or they draw well enough to retreat into it at the start, which is not always the case because they need their ball searches for Fan Rotom. And then round 7, Armand-san was playing Goldango EX. It was another mirror match. Game 3, I had 2 bosses orders left on my deck, and I had 3 cards left after I had drawn everything, and my 2 bosses were still there. If I hit one of them, I win. If I don't hit it, which happened, I lose. So, there's that. I mean, stuff like that's going to happen when you're playing Goldango. You can't expect to draw perfectly every time. And then round 8, I could have ID'd to make day 2. Don't do that, please. I'm telling you, if you want to build good habits for competition, if you want to become the best player you can, make a habit of not IDing for day 2. Don't settle for day 2. Give yourself a better chance of winning the tournament, because that's what I'm not saying everyone, obviously. If you're a serious competitive player, I highly, highly, highly recommend never IDing for day 2. But if you're more casual and, you know, you're just there to have fun and you want to, you know, make your first day 2 or whatever, I mean, go for it. Like, you might as well. But if you're a more serious competitive player, I would suggest not IDing. Solomon was playing Poltnor. I mean, game 1, I completely bricked, like, so bad I just lost instantly. It wasn't even because of Badoo. I just had a terrible hand. Games 2 and 3, though. Game 2, I went second, so not that bad. Game 3, got a decent setup. Had Genesect in the opening hand. Was able to close it out. And then in the final round I played on the first day was Adrian Johnson, who was playing Joltik Box. Quick 2-0. I mean, the matchup's not that bad. Game 1, I was able to get a turn 2 boss KO on his Mew EX on the bench, which kind of won me the game right on the spot there, because then he had to attack with Iron Hands, which I KO'd, and then boss KO'd around the Pikachu. And then game 2, he only got a Pikachu powered up, so I benched Genesect, evolved into Goldengos, Turo'd my only Gimme Ghoul, or nah, I don't think so. That was in the other Joltik Box set. I had started one Gimme Ghoul and had a Nest Ball in hand going first, and I just passed without playing the Nest Ball, because I was like, if he only gets Pikachu, I'm going Genesect 2 prizers, but if he gets only Pikachu, I don't want to commit this Nest Ball yet, you know? So, sure enough, he only gets Iron Hands powered up, seeing one Gimme Ghoul. So, I just bench Genesect, don't bench any more Gimme Ghouls, evolve Dango, KO the Joltik, and then he's forced to Joltik again, because if he goes Iron Hands and he gets KO'd, he has no energies. So he goes Joltik again, then I bench all my 1 prizers, KO the second Joltik to go up 4-6, and then I'm winning the prize trade every time from there, because he has Miraidon and Iron Hands on his bench. So I can just double boss. Pretty easy. So 7-2 after day 1. Day 2 starts against Xavier Kerr, who was playing Donzard. It was a 2-game set. Game 1, I got pretty lucky, I'm not going to lie, because he had actually prized his Ultra Ball, which would have grabbed him a Dusknoir that would have won him the game, combined with the Briar he had already had in his hand. So if he doesn't prize Ultra Ball, I probably lose. Game 2, though, I was able to get a turn 1 Solrock KO, and then he promotes Terrapagos and just, like, kind of passes, saying, look, you don't have KO, and then I KO the Terrapagos, go up 3-6, and from there, it's basically impossible for them to win with a ton of draw power on board. And, yeah, I was able to get it done. Go up 8-2. I'm feeling pretty good, you know, if I just can't lose, right? And I hit Emma Hagen on Flareon Noctowl. Not the best matchup. I don't want to say it's abysmal. It's like maybe 40-60, 35-65, whatever. But I just didn't draw good enough to win. I did not get a turn 1 KO with Soul Rock either game. And game 2 was actually just like a complete high roll. She started Fan Rotom, jetted to it, Iono'd with the one of Iono she had in her deck, and landed on one of her 3 stadiums to KO a Gimmighoul. So like I just kind of lost. It's gonna happen. It's not a great matchup unless you draw really well, and I just kind of didn't, so I kind of lost. It's okay though. I mean, at 8-3, I was still able to get in a cash position, and I hit Bodie Robinson round 12 on Jelly Guardy, and I ended up losing game 1 because I mean I made one mistake where I had one Gimmighoul in play with one in the active. I turtled my active to get a Cram KO on a Frillish, and I just forgot to rebench the Gimmighoul, so he just goes Scream Tail KO the Gimmighoul, and then I'm really far behind from there. But game 2, so this is a super long matchup, so I was playing so fast game 2, I actually had a guaranteed win, like, in my hand. Like, I had the game 1 in my hand, but I just didn't see it. So Bodie was out of counter catchers. I had an Air Balloon and a Mawile fully powered up on my bench. I could have just KO'd his active Gardevoir to go down to 1 prize left, attach the Air Balloon, and then there's 0 way for Mawile to not win the game. Or for me to not win the game, because if we go Scream Tail, Goldango just wins, you know? But I just, like, was going so fast, I didn't even see that I had the win locked up, like, a checkmate position. So I just, like, boss KO'd a Frillish that was on the bench and just lost. So, yeah, I mean, I could have maybe squeezed a tie out of that one. Possibly a win if he had bricked really hard in game 3. But I'm not too mad about it. I think it was still the right play to just go fast and make a decision instead of waiting and thinking a lot. Because when you're in these situations where the clock is against you, it's worth it to sacrifice some accuracy in order to just make a play. Like, go somewhere, do something, right? I still think I made the wrong play, which, you know, obviously sucks. It was a mistake, like, for sure. But I think the reason I made the mistake was actually a good, like, I was doing a good thing, but I just did, I lowered my accuracy, I think, a little too much. Like, I was going a little too fast, which, you know, was just still getting used to that, really. And so I ended up 8-4 after that. Then I hit Nathan Ginsburg in round 13, who was also playing Goldango. He was playing no mirror attacks except for an Iono, and he also had a Watchtower. Game 1, I got completely caught off guard by the Iono and a Watchtower that just completely caught, like, I just lost the game right on the spot instantly after that. And then game 2, I was going so turbo. I won with about 5 minutes left on the clock. And then right then, while we were shuffling up, we're like, okay, we should probably gentleman's this because, like, a tie really doesn't help either of us. But it ended up not mattering because he bricked so bad, just started Lunatone, attached, and passed, and I was able to get a Soul Rock KO on it after he just whiffed up top deck. So, you know, he was not able to really play the game in it. Like, we just, like, I just won. It was not the way I would have wanted to win, but you know, still, like, I mean, I'll take it, I guess. Nathan's very nice. We had a nice chat after the game. Shout out him. He was very good about everything. And then round 14, Drew Allen was also playing Goldango. Another, I think, what, 5th mirror match? It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 Goldango mirrors. Dude, like, that's pretty tough. But game 1, I just bricked so abysmally bad. Like, I had nothing. Game 2 was kind of close. I don't want to say it was, like, I mean, I got out to the early prize lead. We both had started Pheasantipity. Actually, no, that was, yeah, we both had started Pheasantipity. But I was able to Turtle Mine and get a KO first. And because I had Hops Cram, we both had Hops Cram, but I got into a better position than him, like, hands down. So I was able to get myself in a good enough spot where he just conceded to save time and get a full game 3 in. And game 3, he just completely bricked. Like, he bricked so bad. Same thing that happened to Nathan, really. Except I'd also bricked in game 1. So there was really only one somewhat competitive game, and I had got enough ahead in that game where we both knew I was going to win. So, after all that, finished 10-4, 59th place. There was no bubble for top 64, by the way, at this event, so I didn't bubble in, and I could not have bubbled out. The cutoff was exactly 30 points, 30 match points. My resistance, because of resistance, I could have finished as high technically as 50th, but like 50 through 59, or 50 through 64, basically, I could have finished. But top 64, still guaranteed. I mean, I'm pretty happy with the run overall. I think that round against Bodhi, I probably could have squeezed a tie out of that one if I had just like looked at the board a little bit harder, which I know I'm capable of doing that. But overall though, I just had a lot of fun. All my opponents were really nice. They were, you know, it was just a lot of fun. Like playing Pokemon at the highest level in these tournaments is always super fun. So, you know, played against a lot of great opponents, nice people, good, very strong players. It was very fun. If you've never been to a regional and you're looking to go to your first one, honestly, it's it's such a great experience. Even if you don't do well, I've found like I've missed A2 my fair share of times. It's just so fun to go. Like, please do it if you have the time, resources, money, whatever. Like, if you are capable of going, I would highly recommend it, depending on how much you love Pokemon. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. I had a pretty solid run overall. This is my best placement yet, technically. Even though I had bubbled top 64 at, I had bubbled top 64 in, where was it? In the last Milwaukee, the Milwaukee before Milwaukee, you know what I mean? I bubbled 64 here, but, yeah, technically my best run yet. I mean, I don't want to say I'm not content with it, but I know I could have done better, and I know that I will do better in the future. It's just a matter of time. Like, with these things, I mean, one of these times the stars will align, and if I just keep playing well like I have, I should be able to do a little bit better than this. I mean, at the very worst, I can catch, maybe top cut. We'll see. I don't want to, like, take anything for granted. But I'm sure that if I keep doing exactly what I've been doing, or keep doing what I've been doing and do it a little bit better, I just really think the sky's the limit for what I can do in this game. This is a great tournament, though. Thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know if this was something you kind of enjoyed. Just a bit of an unedited, I mean, all my videos are pretty much unedited, but you know what I mean. Kind of low effort, just kind of like switching between two tabs here, talking about Toronto and Goldango and stuff. I think Goldango is positioned extremely well in the meta right now, even against Jelly Guardy. Like, Jelly Guardy obviously just won the tournament, so, you know, I don't know. I think the meta is going to keep developing. I think Goldango is definitely a major threat, though. Still, it's a great, it's one of the best decks in the game, at least top 3. It should be respected. Yeah, this was amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching. Anyways, take care. Have a good one. Bye.